everybody. Welcome in to the test prep and practice for STAAR test with instant feedback. We're super excited for you guys to be here. As you're coming in, drop your grade level, your content area, your favorite teacher beverage in the comments just to let us know that you are here and with us today. I am lucky to be here with Yolanda Latham. We'll introduce ourselves in just a little bit, but let me see who is in the chat. We've got Stacy. She's from Odessa in the house. And we've got Rashida, who is in Houston. So welcome, guys. Welcome in. We'll keep an eye on the chat there. But I want to let you guys know before we dive in that this webinar is part of our test prep playoffs. We're trying to make it a little bit fun. We know that test prep can be super stressful, so we are gamifying it. We're making it fun. We're making it engaging. We're making it rewarding for both you and your students. And here's how it works really quickly. When you register for this test prep playoff, you are going to get a test prep playbook, which is your go-to guide for making test prep easier. Inside the playbook, you will find our bingo card here, and it is filled with fun, effective, done-for-you activities to help your students get ready and to make this more fun, right? Good news, if you're here today, if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, you've already completed your first bingo square. So we want to give you prizes. And so we are giving away weekly prizes all month and special awards for everyone who completes a full blackout on their bingo board. So by the end of this webinar, you'll have even more tools to check off squares and help your students succeed. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey, Hannah. Hannah is fourth grade reading in Richwood, Texas, and she loves Celsius. I am an Alani girl. Yolanda, what are you?
I don't discriminate. I like all energy drinks.
All of them.
All of them. It depends on the day. This morning, it was a white Monster.
I'm really into the Alanis right now, to be honest. Well, quick introductions really quick. If we've never met before, my name is Brittany Blackwell. I am the marketing and community lead here at Class Companion. I am also a veteran teacher of over 13 years. I was mostly in middle school. I worked in special education. So where are my middle school teachers at? Let me know in the comments. But I also host a top 100 education podcast for burned out teachers. It is called the Resilient Teacher Podcast. And I'm super excited to be here with Yolanda. I'll turn it over to you, Yolanda, just to introduce yourself.
Hello, fellow Texans. So my name is Yolanda Latham, and I am an instructional technologist for Jacksonville ISD, located in East Texas, just south of Tyler. I also am the founder of the EdTech Collective, which is just a community of educators coming together to help share strategies and knowledge about educational technology as our profession and our students start building those skills that they need for technology for not just now, but also in the future.
Yes, awesome. I'm super excited because Yolanda is obviously the Texas teacher here, but let's kind of go over what we're going to be doing today in this full webinar. We want this to be super conversational. So if you are in the chat, let us know that you are here. Ask questions as we're going through everything. Real quickly though, we want to know what is Class Companion and why test prep on Class Companion, right? Then we're going to talk about some STAAR-aligned assignments, finding those rubrics, getting that instant AI feedback, and then tracking in progress before we do a Q&A. So really easy way to just get together today. So glad that you guys are here. Rashida is also a SPED teacher. So I love seeing that. That is so cool. Very cool. For those of you who are here, I just need a quick little rundown. How familiar are you with Class Companion? Are you brand new? Are you getting your feet wet? Or are you a pro? Are you a pro? I find it hard for me to say that I'm a pro, but let us know in the comments. Are you familiar? How familiar are you with Class Companion? Yolanda, which one would you be? Are you a pro?
You know, I never classify myself as a pro because there's always something to learn. There's always something that can be changed within a program. So I never want to use the term pro But I think I'm a little bit above. I've got my feet wet. I do use this program when I work with teachers in professional development. I use this when I teach my technology class. I do teach some technology class. And right now I'm helping my teachers with small group intervention, and I use it on the groups I pull. And then I have a lot of teachers using it inside their classroom. So we use it often, but I'm never going to use the term pro because I can always learn some more.
Yeah. Hannah said that she got her feet wet, and she's just started using it this semester, but she's used it almost every day. Shout out to Hannah for using it almost every day. That is amazing. Celeste says feet wet, but adapting fast. Awesome. Great. It's good to hear. I like to say that I'm a pro, but I'll be honest, I learn new things all the time, and we are releasing things, new ways of using the platform all the time. And that's what I love about Class Companion is that our engineers, they listen. They're like, let me, fix things or bring new things to the table. Rashida is brand new to the game. So awesome. Okay.
Welcome, Rashida.
Yes, welcome. Yeah. So let me kind of go over before we hop into the STAAR test prep strategies. If you've never heard about Class Companion before, see, we've got Rashida here and she's brand new. Here's what you need to know. Class Companion is an AI-powered tool, and it is designed to help teachers give instant, high-quality feedback without spending hours grading. And what we know about teachers and about ourselves is if we could give one-on-one support to every student in our classrooms, we would. But we're human and we just don't have that capacity, especially in classrooms with 25 to 30 students, right? And Class Companion allows us to give students that one-on-one support. It is like having this extra set of hands in the classroom, really helping students to improve in real time during the writing process, which inevitably makes your job easier. So here's what it can do. Number one, you can create assignments in minutes. You can import. So if you've got assignments that you already have that you've been using for years that you like, you can do that. You can import assignments. You can generate with AI, or you can customize assignments that are aligned to your curriculum, including STAAR-aligned practice, which we're going to show you a little bit later. You also can do the instant AI-powered feedback. So students get that immediate standards-based guidance so that they can make those corrections and iterate before they turn in their work. So this is great formative practice to support students in that moment so that they are able to grow and iterate in real time. And because we have built-in rubrics and grading support, you can say goodbye to manually scoring every response. We want you to look at those responses, so we never want to take over that. But Class Companion really applies even the STAAR test rubrics for you to ensure that consistency and save you that time as well. And it tracks student progress effortlessly. So you're going to get a clear insight into strengths, gaps, trends before test day so that you know exactly where you need to focus your instruction. And the best part, what's the best part? It's completely free. And if you are joining us today live, you will get 7 days of free premium access. You can experience the full power of Class Companion for yourself. But on the free plan, you do get unlimited assignments, unlimited students, unlimited classes. So you get all of the really great things there, but the premium does give you a bit more. But by the end of this webinar, you're going to know exactly how to create some custom STAAR-aligned practice tests in minutes, track that student growth, and help your students master for the STAAR test, all without adding to your workload. So really quickly, who can tell me when you guys will be testing? How many weeks until testing for you guys? Put it in the chat. Margie's in Marshall.
Yeah, Marshall's not too far from Jacksonville.
That's cool. I am not super familiar with Texas in general, but not too long ago we were at TCEA in Austin, and we will be at ISTE in San Antonio. So, all right, Martha says April the 8th, April 16th. When is spring break for you guys? When is spring break for you, Yolanda?
So spring break for us is the week of March 17th. I do know there's some districts that have it next week.
Okay.
I don't think there's any at the end of March, but Texas is huge. And so, don't quote me on that
Yeah.
about that. So I think within either next week or the following week is when we're going to do spring break. And then right after that, usually spring break's the mark of if you haven't already hit test prep, you're going to be hitting it really hard because it leads within a few weeks right into the STAAR testing.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of people do have spring break next week and March 17th. So yeah, that is coming quick. We don't have ours until the beginning of April, which is why I asked that question. But before I hand this over to Yolanda to give you the nitty gritties, AI powered practice assessments, we want to know why it matters. Why do we want to give AI powered practice assessments? Well, first off, the Texas STAAR test is AI graded. And so giving students that frequent low stakes practice with that instant AI feedback is a real game changer for test prep. It reinforces the learning in real time. When students get that immediate feedback, they can correct the mistakes before they become habits. I don't know how many of you have had essays to grade or short answers to grade, and you just can't get it done quick enough. But by the time you do get it to the students, they've already moved on. We're already to a whole new thing. And so they're not able to use that. So giving them that real time, immediate feedback allows them to correct those mistakes. It also builds their confidence and reduces that test anxiety. If you've got test anxiety, raise your hand because I do. I know I do. When I took the praxis tests, I was so nervous. And there wasn't anything that I could get that immediate feedback like that with. And I know that my daughter struggles with that too. So the more students practice with that timely, targeted feedback, the more they're going to feel prepared on the real test, right? And obviously, we love to save a teacher time, right? That AI powered feedback is ensuring that students get consistent, high quality guidance without the added workload on your end. We've got these built-in tests ready to go for you. And then the best part, right? It improves the student outcomes. Practice plus feedback equals growth. And so students learn what to improve and how to improve, leading them to better performance on test day. I'm going to turn this over to Yolanda to talk more about where they can learn more about the STAAR test program.
Yeah, so this week, just a little testimony here. This week, my campus has done the mock ELA, and our both 5th and 6th grade. That's one of the campuses I predominantly service. And this is the campus I'm talking about right now. The 5th and 6th grade teachers used Class Companion to help calibrate their ECRs. So they had teacher input, the human aspect of it, which is so important. That when we're talking about AI tools, we don't forget the human elements of that and how important that is. So they had them grade it, but then they went into Class Companion and they copied and pasted the students' answers based on the rubric that we use, which is STAAR-aligned. We get it from TEA, and it monitored of where they were, and so that was the 2 grades. Just like when they do STAAR ECRs, where they get 2 graders. That's what it was. We had an AI grader, then we had a human grader. And for the most part, our teachers were able to be aligned with what the AI had graded as well. And that was Tuesday. They finished it up today. And tomorrow they're able to give back that feedback to students. And they're going to start revising ECRs, start building in those gaps from the writing process. And that way the next 4 weeks, not including spring break, they're not wasting any time, and they're able to help build and have stronger writers and stronger readers on campus. And so Class Companion has been the hot topic the last few days on our campus, helping our students just give them time back. They're not, instead of going home and grading this, like they were able to do it in their conference time and PLC time, and it was done within 2 days, even with our makeup testers.
Wow.
So it has really helped our campus a lot. And, the really cool thing is we have our teachers range from brand new teachers to alternative certification teachers to veteran teachers. And each and every one of them was able to use this program to help calibrate and help their understanding of what to look for in student writing and help just build that teacher capacity there. So not only did the program help students and will help students when they get their feedback back, they have also helped our teachers and helped build confidence inside our teachers as well.
Gosh, I love to hear that. That's building confidence with teachers is a big one too.
Yes. All right, I want to share my screen just to start diving into the program to show you some of these features that Brittany has mentioned. Feel free at any time to ask questions in the chats, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. If I cannot, we will find the answer because I strongly believe in collaboration, so we will definitely find that answer for you. Are you able to see my screen?
I don't.
All right. There we go. Okay. It was paused for a minute. I'm not really sure why. There we go. All right. Are you able to see it now?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so when you first log into Class Companion, you can see that I have some groups here. And for just privacy data, I'm going to use this webinar group because there are some students in there that won't mind sharing their data. So I'm going to use this here. But you can see across the top, they've already got our banner going for STAR Prep, which we're going to talk about here in just a second when we talk about these pre-made assignments here. But when you first log in, you can just quickly click on that and bring that up. All right, so we click on my webinar group. Sorry, my internet must be running a little slow here. So when you go into your group, and it will immediately just bring you up to your dashboard for your class or your group, whichever term you would like to use. And it immediately gives you some basic data across all your assignments there. And in this class, we have Hermione and Ron, who are going to be our students today for this webinar. Up here in the assignments, this is where I'm going to go first to show you guys how to custom create your STAAR-aligned practice test. And I'm going to click on assignments. And you can create these folders. So if you are a type A teacher, I'm sure this is going to make your heart happy. I am a type B teacher, but I'm getting better. I am now using folders a lot more of that. But what is really awesome is you can go up here and just create these folders and then add your assignments right into it. And it gives you options for creating these STAAR-aligned practices. Now, if you are using pieces from your curriculum that is approved by the district, you can go ahead and click on create from scratch or even import it. But if you want to generate from AI to see what AI has, we can go ahead and click on this AI. I am going to use that feature today just to help show you some of the features that are inside this to help save you time. But just remember, as I said before, there's a very important piece to the human input on this. So when you generate with AI, just always go back and double check to make sure, is it aligned to the rigors and the standards that TEA has set for us and that TEA may potentially test over here in a few weeks? All right, so here you can go to your grade levels. They have grades from elementary all the way up to secondary. If you are a post-secondary educator, I have even used this with working with adult learners. So you can select your grade, your standards, which is optional, but if you scroll on down, you'll see where it says Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills. And then your subjects are over here. I'm working with a group of math kids right now, so I have it automatically set for math. But for today, I'm going to go ahead and click on ELA. And then the objective, since we are probably focusing on ECRs right now, that is a big buzzword right now, is our ECRs. I'm going to have the objective of writing an extended, there we go. And we click generate and review. And it takes a minute or two for it to generate. Maybe you didn't like what I had here. Let's try this again. Let's change this up. All right, so normally it works. Normally it brings something up. So I'm not really sure what's going on there, but I'm going to switch this over and we're going to do math just real quick. And we're going to do proportions. Brittany, I'm so sorry. I don't know why the AI is not working on my side.
That's okay. I can check it on my end if you want to show in the content library those ones.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. So the content library has anything that somebody has created and pushed out to be used. And up here, you can click on STAR. Make sure that's set for Texas, and then you can click your grade levels that you would like. I'm going to move it down to the middle ranges for us to look at. And then there's these assignments here. And a lot of them will say STAR Success. That is created by Class Companion. If there is a creator that you find that you like, you can change it as well. But I'm going to keep it with Class Companion. As you can see, this says me. So this will come up with anything that I have created. But I'm just going to keep it with Class Companion right now. And they have already got assignments in here that you can preview. When it says mixed, it gives various question types. So if it's short constructive response specifically, it will say that. Extended constructive, it will say that. So we're going to choose this first one here, just to practice one, and we're going to preview it. Now, y'all, this worked earlier today. Hey, Brittany, would you like to take over for a moment? I'm going to just switch my internet over real quick.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry about that. Guys, I'm going to switch my internet over and see if that helps, because for some reason, I'm having issues.
Yeah, that's never good. Let me share my screen, and I'll just showcase that at the, let's see. I love technology. Let's see. Share screen.
Okay.
Let's try it here.
Okay.
Real quick, I'm just going to showcase that at the top of your screen. So I have a couple of different assignments and classes here that you can look at. But for my Texas class, you'll see review season is here and find assignments. If you cannot find the content library, you can find assignments using that up at the top. And so once you click on that, you'll see some of those assignments that Yolanda was showcasing. And you can preview the assignment over in the right-hand side. Watch it be. Oh, no, we know it's not internet. Let me refresh and see if that works. view assignment. Let's try view assignment. Let's try adding it to my class. See what happens. Okay. I was able to add it to my class. So maybe there is a glitch there that I can share with the engineering team, which is the team is amazing. So when I add it, I can see that information here. And so I can edit this or adjust it however I'd like to. You can see this one is definitely not third grade, right? It's English 2 STAAR practice exercise. So it's got the long text here in the source, and the questions are here. You can adjust these questions if you'd like to customize them, but they are here ready to go for, these are multiple choice. And then we do have some short answer as well. Yolanda, were you able to get it working on your side?
I'm trying to pull up an assignment, but it's taking a moment.
Hannah says it's not working for me either when I click on the same things. Thank you, Hannah, for letting us know. And I am right over here on my right-hand side, just going to send this over to engineering to let them know that there is a bug there too.
Well, as you do that, I'll go ahead and just like chime in a little bit about, I know you talked about the power of instant feedback. And so I'm just going to share a testimonial here. So in my technology class, I do teach 2 5th grade technology classes on my campus to help support the campus. And it's so important that even though it's technology, I strongly believe that writing can be in any content. And so I have my students write daily, and we do it in a digital form. We have it on some form of platform. And using Class Companion, I put it in there, the assignments in there, and that way the students can go and they can write it and they get the instant feedback. We have students, we are largely emergent bilinguals. And so we have ranged from beginners who just came to the country all the way up to our advanced high students. So of course, in that range, you have various language proficiency. Even for our native English speakers, you have a range of your language proficiency skills. Using Class Companion, they're able to answer the question and get that immediate feedback. So as I'm aggressively monitoring students, giving them feedback from the human aspect, they're not waiting or raising their hand waiting for me to get there. And then we're wasting time and we have that downtime. And as educators, you know, when kids have downtime, they like to find mischief, right? But they're able to get this feedback right away and change their answers. And some of our lower EB students that are in my class, or even my lower, English native speakers in my class, within a week, they went from barely able to writing a full sentence to writing multiple sentences and going from 0 scores to a 2. We were doing short constructive response, but going from 0 to a 2 consistently on that. And not only did it help support other teachers and content and our ELA teachers and content areas, the confidence those kids had. I remember a few weeks ago, if you follow me on social media, you saw there was a picture, there was emoji over a student's face. She was struggling with her writing. And when she got that first perfect the first time, she's quiet. Like, this girl is quiet. She squealed with excitement and she was like, I got it. I did it. She was so excited about it. And she immediately wanted me to call her mom to tell her how good she did. And she wanted me to tell her teachers that she did it. Like, she was so proud of herself for building in those gaps. And so seeing the excitement and the confidence in students and taking something that they may think is boring and just seeing them create a passion for it has been really exciting to see.
I am obsessed with that story, like the stories that you're saying. We love to hear how students are progressing, making progress, feeling more confident in their writing, and just in, like, with test prep right now, feeling that success with test prep is so important. Really quickly, I was able to talk with the engineers, and they are releasing some fixes to some bugs right now. And usually during this time, people aren't in school anymore, and so they thought this was a good time, but didn't realize we were going to be doing this right now. So do apologize for the issues that we are having. But really quickly, I do want to show you that in each assignment, you have the option to create from scratch too. So if you were creating specific questions, or if you had a specific article, you can change out the articles as you want, because the rubric is what's important here. And we have STAAR-aligned rubrics, the rubrics that are straight from the STAAR test, that you can put in here for short answer and essay as well, to make sure that they are meeting the needs of short constructed responses. So those are available here, and we can just take a quick little peek here. This is exactly what the STAAR writing short constructed response says. So we are good to go here. You can also clone and edit that too if you'd like.
Yes, the confetti is so fun. The kids love it.
Oh, I love that. Hannah said, I use Class Companion for our SCR writing stations, and my students love getting the confetti when they get a perfect score. Yes. And I'm so glad that you're liking the STAAR rubrics being in there as well. Let me see if we can preview it really quickly as a student. If we can't, we can play along later on with this.
No, I love that y'all added in the STAR rubrics, because it helps so much. Some campuses have this immediately from day one, start with STAR rubrics, and others don't. And it just depends on what their curriculum is and what they're working towards. But having that in there helps teachers just find it and able to know what are they aligned to when we go in and test. Especially here in a couple of weeks, what is the expectation in the next couple of weeks? So having things already done and we don't have to do work, that saves me time. I love it.
Yes. It does not look like this is working right now. It will be working in just a little bit. So really quickly, we talked about how you can find and at least create, when it's working, and preview those STAAR-aligned assessments. But then we also talked about the rubrics really quickly. And then the instant AI feedback. Yolanda, do you want to talk about how they can track progress and identify gaps for test day?
Yeah. So inside, I was actually trying to pull up the insights here. But inside, I'm going to try to share my screen again.
Okay, let me remove mine really quickly. Move.
So again, we have Hermione and Ron here. And this is just when you first go in, this is kind of a brief overview of average, meaning how long it takes throughout each assignment that you have. And in this case, there's about 19 assignments between the two students. But you can scroll down here and you can see where the median is, or excuse me, where the class average is and where the students are averaging. So we can see that Hermione, in true Hermione fashion, is an A student at that mastery level. And then we have Ron, who's right there at that meets level. We have to push him a little bit. And then you can see that the assignments kind of where the overall, where everybody is. And if you click on the student particularly, well, it would bring up her data there. We'll just scroll down. Normally, if you can click on it, it would bring up, I know we're having issues with the program right now, but it would bring up just some more data that you can use. And you can actually see what the students had typed in by clicking on the assignments. You can actually look at Ditto and see the conversation that has with Ditto. Ditto is the AI tutor, and you can monitor what they did there and how Ditto helped them throughout the assignment. So if they end up getting a perfect at the end, but they had a lot of help from Ditto, did they really master that content? And you can use that to help understand where are your students and how are they using AI to help them gain their knowledge. And then your rubrics, when you have your criterion, you kind of see where are they grading along those rubrics there. So that's here at the bottom of your data. Maybe I can click on Ron. Maybe it'll give me something for him. There we go. So here you can see just his averages there. And then, of course, while we're in this insights, here's accommodations, which is so important for our students who need it to be successful. Every child learns differently, and sometimes you just need a little help to get there. These accommodations, I love that the program has it already built in here to help those students to be successful. So instead of trying to manually give all your students the accommodations that they need, which can be overwhelming if you have several students in your class, the program does give those accommodations there.
One thing I will point out is that one part of it that's great is that with the rubric criterion there, you can see how many of your students are struggling with that particular criterion, and then pull that small group to work with those students individually or in a small group. But the same goes for looking at that average line, right? Like you can see students who are above average and then those who are below, which is a great way to really parse out who needs additional support or who needs something a little bit more challenging. So I do love to look at those insights just to be able to track that progress, but then identify gaps or areas where students can improve.
I think we're almost there. My bar says like 1 second left. But up here, over here on the side, if we can visualize this real quick, so we can be respectful of your time. Over here, it has the list of accommodations, and you just click if you want to turn them on. So there is the translation. So if you have emergent bilinguals that need translation, you can turn that on for your emergent bilinguals. If you have reading levels for your students, it doesn't matter what content you're using Class Companion for. You can set their reading levels in there. I think it has immersive reader built in there. But then there's an option at the bottom where if you need something else, that you can actually request that option to be put in there. And it's being stubborn right now, so I apologize, guys. But definitely when it gets going, take a look into those accommodations to help your students. Because the students who need those accommodations and are using them successfully, you're going to see their data improving. You're going to see that confidence there in those students. And the goal is to eventually take away those accommodations depending on where your students are in their educational journey. The goal is to take those accommodations away, but if you take them away too soon, you're going to see that drop in confidence, which then you're going to see that drop in data. So the program gives that, and you can already have it built in for these individual students, and you don't have to worry about it when you're assigning the assignments to them.
Yes, absolutely. And so they're getting the accommodations and the test exactly the way they would have when it's time for the real test.
Right.
I do apologize to all of you for the snafus that we've had with tech this afternoon. Do get in there and play around with it a little bit more. I do want to remind you guys that this is part of the test prep playoffs, and I'm so excited that you guys stayed with us for this long today. If you are here live, you do get 7 days of premium access. So after this, we will make sure that those are for your account. If you, I thought it's not presenting. If you are here and you are on a different email address, just let us know. Just send me an email at brittany@classcompanion.com. That way we can get you your 7-day premium access. Again, to get into the test prep playoffs, it's bit.ly/test prep playoffs. And we do have more webinars coming up. Hopefully you guys will be able to participate when we're not having a snafu with our tech at the time. But yeah, just come and hang out with us some more. Thank you, Yolanda, for being a part of this as well. Your piece is wonderful, and we're just so glad to have you.
Yeah. And definitely follow Class Companion on your social media accounts, because they put out a lot of really great content. So you can see a little bit more about how this program is used. and the different ways that you can use it. So definitely follow them on probably any platform that you have, whatever your favorite platform is, follow them.
Yes. Class Companion and at the EdTech Collective.
Yes. Yeah. I am on Instagram, and you can follow my personal account on Facebook, but it's not really educational content, but it's just Yolanda Latham. But the EdTech Collective on Instagram and TikTok as well.
Yes. We'll open it up for a couple of questions really quickly. I do see Celeste said, I just started using this last week and my high schoolers loved it. My honor students enjoyed the instant and specific feedback for their argumentative ECR. My OL students improved their SCRs and couldn't settle for a poor response because they could immediately see their scores and were so much more confident. Love that. Oh my gosh, Celeste, that is great. That is great. And yes, it is bit.ly/test prep playoffs. Celeste, I love to hear those types of stories.
And I love that you used it with high schoolers. Like, sometimes high schoolers, when you ask them to do something, they think it's so babyish, or they're a little bit more, have a little bit more pushback. Whereas our younger kids are like so excited to go after it. So I love to hear stories about high schoolers using things effectively.
Yes. I do know that one of the most common questions that we get asked is there a way to create personalized assignments for each individual student? And there is a way to do that. At the end in your publishing settings, you can choose to check boxes for specific students. So it does not have to go to your entire class. It can go to individual students. So if you have students who need a little bit more challenge, you can create a different article or source on a higher level for those students to give them a little bit of a challenge. But you can also do the same for lower students as well. And I love this. Celeste says she's never seen her students work so hard.
That's awesome.
I love that. Okay, guys. Well, I don't see any questions in the chat. So thank you again, Yolanda, for being a part of this. We will keep the chat open. So if you do have questions, if you're watching the replay, let us know because you can still chime in there. And if you have any questions or need any support, we are at support@classcompanion.com. We also are on all social media, class.companion. So check us out there and check out Yolanda at the EdTech Collective. Bye, guys.